Friends, the question we are taking up now is May 2019 question 5 part B. Despite being question number 5, it is a part given for 5 marks only. One very easy machine hour rate question. There is requirement of computing machine hour rate, which is the rate of running one machine for 1 hour. Let's go through the question. Mrs. Zena Private Limited has purchased a machine costing 29,14,800 and is expected to have salvage value 1,50,000 at the end of effective life of 15 years. Ordinarily, machine is expected to run 4,500 hours per annum, but it is estimated that 300 hours will be lost due to normal repair and maintenance. Other details are given as follows. So there is a single machine. No problem of there being a department. All data given on annual basis. If not given, we will convert into annual. So what I am going to make, going to make annual cost statement in respect of this machine will be ultimately divided by, the total annual cost will be ultimately divided by the hours given, that is 4,500 minus 300 will be divided by 4,200 hours, because that are the working hours expected on that machine for the full year. So I am starting with the cost statement here. It's annual cost statement. Annual cost statement for the machine. There is no difficult format for this. Simple format, particulars and amount. First thing given there, the purchase cost, which will not come. Instead of that, we will have annual depreciation. So depreciation on the machine. It is your choice. You can do the calculation in bracket or make a separate working note for the computation. I am doing in bracket. You can alternatively make a working note for the same. This is 29,14,800 minus scrap 1,50,000 divide by number of years of useful life, 15 years. This is simple formula for straight line method. Cost minus expected scrap at the end of 15 years divided by the useful life of 15 years. Let us compute that. 29,14,800 minus 1,50,000 divided by 15. I am getting is 184,320. 1,84,320 is annual depreciation. Then first point, repair and maintenance during the whole life is expected to be 5,40,000. Normally repair maintenance is given monthly, annual, something like that. Here it is given for full life. I want annual, equally distributed in all 15 years. So repairs and maintenance, 5,40,000 divide by 15 years. $5,40,000 divided by 15 years. What I am getting is 36,000 rupees, 36,000 annual. Then insurance premium. Insurance premium 2% of cost. Now while computing cost, I don't deduct the scrap. The basic cost is 29,14,800 into 2%. I am getting 5,820 296. Oil and lubricants for operating the machine per annum, already given per annum. So I'll put it directly. Oil and lubricants 87384, 87,384. Power consumption. Need to compute power carefully. Power consumption 10 units per hour at the rate of 7 per unit. No power consumption during repair and maintenance. So it is 4500 minus 300. On 4200 hours, you are having 10 units per hour and 7 rupees per unit is the cost. First compute hours on which power will be consumed. 4200 net working hours, 4200 hours. 10 units per hour means 4200 into 10, 42,000 units will be consumed. On 1 unit there is a cost of 7. So what I am getting is 2,94,000 as power cost. Now do the calculation very carefully. Either show here or make a working note for each one of them. Fifth point there, salary to operator per month is 24,000. He devotes 1/3 of his time to the machine. Salary of operator. Now remember, the question is wanting you to compute a comprehensive machine hour rate. If the word comprehensive were not there, then I will not include operator here. Operator is included only when we are computing comprehensive machine hour rate. In comprehensive, operator remuneration as well as machine oriented expenses are all included. So we are including this. It is 24,000 per month. Annual will be 24,000 into 12, but not all of that will be charged in this cost statement because only 1/3 time he is devoting on the machine. So annual payment that I am making to him, 24,000 into 12, it is 2,88,000, but all 2,88,000 does not relate to this machine. Only 1/3 will be taken here, that is 96,000. So important computations, I have explained everywhere what is to be taken, how it is to be taken. Wherever it is per month, multiplied by 12, and only 1/3 part he is doing on this machine. So I am taking 1/3 in salary of operator. Do it carefully everywhere, whatever is being asked. Now I have to add all these costs. What I am getting is 7,56,000 total. Total annual cost with respect to this machine is 7,56,000. Divide by effective annual running hours of the machine. 4,500 minus 300, that is 4,200 hours. If I divide 7,56,000 with 4,200 hours, I am getting is 180. This is the answer. Machine hour rate rupees 180 per machine hour. That is my answer. This is the complete question, May 2019, question number 5B. Another question in overhead costing is January 2021, question 1B. It is another question of 5 marks on machine rate concept. It is a proper question, and a similar question is there in older examinations also, old syllabus also, but with little bit of variation which changes some concept. So I'm reading it for you, telling you the changes here, and then I'll be doing all of that in detail. It says a machine shop has 8 identical machines manned by 6 operators. There are 6 operators while there are 8 machines. Machine cannot work without a worker fully engaged on it. Underline this line, very, very important. At any point of time, how many machines can run? 6 only out of 8. Because there are 8 machines, but there are only 6 operators. So 6 operators can work means 6 machines can work, because there cannot be a machine working without an operator. Operator has to be fully engaged on machine, only then the machine can work. If there is no operator, machine will not run. How many machines will get depreciated? 8. Because all 8 are used sometime or the other. How many working hours will come? They will come based on 6 machines, because machines don't work without the operator. So very important, depreciation, this must be clearly understood, and you have a choice. You can make computations or cost sheet for one machine 1 month, one machine 6 months, one machine 12 months. You can do 8 machines 1 month, 8 machines 6 months, 8 machines full year. What I am going to do, I am going to prepare a cost statement, annual cost statement for all the 8 machines together. For the full department I am going to make. So hours also I will compute for annual for all the 8 machines, considering 6 work at any point of time. Considering 6 works at any point of time. If you read last line also, last line of the question, prepare a statement showing comprehensive machine rate for the machine shop. Shop means all together. You are given the original cost of all 8 machines work out to rupees 32 lakh. So depreciation will be on 32 lakh. The following particulars are furnished for 6 months period. The detail given at the bottom is for 6 months until otherwise is specified there. First point is there, normal available hours per month per operator 208. Here it is per month, not for 6 months. Next 2 points, mark it important here. It's different in old course students exams which were there earlier. Absenteeism without pay hours per operator. Here per month is not written. Here per month is not written. So be sure it is for 6 months. For 6 months 18 hours, per month will be obviously 3 hours. Per month per operator 3 hours. Leave with pay hours per operator 20. Normal unavoidable idle time hours per operator 10. Now nowhere here per month is written. So they are for 6 months only. Average rate of wages per day of 8 hours per operator 100. Production bonus is 10%. This is all which will give you operator remuneration and net working hours. Very, very important. 2 working notes I am going to make related to workers payment and also later on the net working hours. They are based on this much data only, and question is wanting comprehensive machine hour rate, so operator remuneration will come. If it were not comprehensive, operator wages and operator bonus will be ignored for that purpose. So I start with working notes in this question. Working note 1. Analysis of operators remuneration. Gross hours. Gross hours. per operator for 1 month. They are given 208 less non-payable hours included above for 1 month. You are given 18 hours for 6 months, implying 3 hours per month. So what I am getting? Payable hours. Per month, per operator. 205. And make it sure I am going to make annual cost statement for all operators together. So total payable hours for the year for 6 operators. 205 into 12 into 6. 6 operators, 12 months. 205 into 12 into 6. I'm getting is 14760 hours. Now what you are given? Rate of remuneration. For every 8 hours, 10 rupees. At the rate of 100 by 8. So per hour becomes 100 divided by 8. This is 12.5 per hour. Basic remuneration. 12.5 into 14760. 1,84,500. Add production bonus 10% thereof. %10 of 184,500. 18,450. It becomes 202,950. Total operators remuneration. This is very, very important first computation in the question. Second working note I am preparing is working hours, which is machine running hours, which will be used in the end for denominator purpose to compute machine hour rate. So working note number 2, computation of effective running hours of the machine. In this, I will deduct the leave hours which were absenteeism hours which were there without pay, leave with pay, and avoidable idle time hours. Everything will be deducted. So, gross hours per operator per month 208 less non-working hours per operator per month 18 plus 20 plus 10 divide by 6 months to make it per month. This becomes 48 divided by 6, 8 hours. Net working hours per operator per month, 200. In older times, you were given per operator per month in 18, 20 and 10. So, you are directly deducting without dividing by 6. Here is a difference that is there. So, 200 net operating working hours are there per month per worker. Total working hours for 6 operators for 12 months. 200 multiplied by 12 months, 6 operators. 200 into 12 into 6. I am getting is 14,400 hours. Will be needed at the end of the question. Now my basic working notes are clear now. I am making annual cost statement now. Annual cost statement for the machine shop. Machine shop means all 8 machines together. You have to follow one base, either follow 6 monthly or annual or monthly, and preferably for the machine shop as question is saying in the end. Even if you are making for single machine, answer is bound to be same. Let us calculate there. Particulars and amount. First thing is operator's remuneration. Refer working note 1. We computed there 2,02,950. It includes basic wages and the production bonus 10% that we have already added. You can show them separately also here, but I have shown it in the working note. Then, now few figures which are given, power consumed, supervision, lighting, they are for 6 months period. The bottom figures, it is written the following particulars are given for a year, insurance, sundry work, management expense. Whatever is for 6 months, multiply by 2 to get annual, because my cost sheet has to be at one level, either 6 monthly or annual. I am making annual, so 6 monthly expenditure will be multiplied by 2 to make 1 year. Let us write the figures here. First annual figure, the 6 months figure there, they are to be multiplied by 2. The bottom figures are already annual, will not be multiplied by 2. Power consumed. $40,250 multiplied by 2. 80,500. Supervision and indirect labor. $16,500 into 2. 33,000. Lighting and electricity. Now make it sure it is lighting. Some people say it also, write it also, lightening. It is not lightening, it is lighting. And electricity. 6,000 into 2. Now balance items will not be multiplied by 2 because they are given for the year. Insurance, directly outer column, 3,60,000. Sundry work expenses, 50,000. Management expenses allocated. Whether it is allocated a portion, whatever expenditure he is giving me, I have to put it here. 5 lakh. Depreciation. 10% of 32 lakh original cost was given earlier. 3 lakh 20,000. 3 lakh 20,000. Repairs and maintenance. %5 of 32 lakh. 1,60,000. So everything we have put, we have to add to get total cost. Total annual cost. $80,500, 33,000, 12,000, 3,60,000, 50,000, 5 lakh, 3,20,000, 1,60,000. It comes out to 1,71,8450. 17,18,450. Divide by effective running hours of machines. Refer WN2. We computed there 14,400. What I am getting is machine hour rate. $119.34 approximately. This is going to be my ultimate answer of this question. This is for the machine shop. Even if you computed for single machine, the answer will be same. So this is my answer. Machine hour rate 119.34. This is a good standard question on machine hour rate. January 2021, question number 1B. On overhead costing is November 2019, question 2B. A proper 10 marks question, but it is not on machine hour rate or basics. It is on treatment of under absorbed overheads. I'll call it a very, very easy question provided you follow the steps that I've explained you in the concept related to under or over absorption of overheads. Let us go through the question. ABS Enterprise produces a product and adopts policy to recover factory overheads applying on blanket rate based on machine hours. Cost records are as follows. You are given busted overheads, busted machine hour, actual machine hours, actual overheads. Then you are given production overheads include paid to worker under court award, wages paid for strike period, stores written off, expense of previous year booked in current year. Then you are given production of finished goods and sale of finished goods. Analysis of cost information reveals 1/3 of under absorption was due to defective planning, balance was on increase in cost. You have to tell the treatment of the under absorbed overheads. That is 3 parts you have been asked: to find out amount of under absorbed overheads, to give ways of treating in cost accounts, to apportion the under absorbed overheads for over the items. So it simply is asking tell the treatment of under absorbed overheads. Now I have to do it step by step, not writing step number. I'll be writing proper working note number. So working note 1, computation of actual comparable factory overheads. You are given a figure of actual overheads, but that is not a comparable figure because it includes some abnormal items. 4 items are given there: court award, the strike period wages, stores written off, and expense of previous year which are included there in the current year. They are all 4 to be excluded. So I start with them. Actual overheads, rupees 8,80,000 less items of abnormal nature included above. They are paid under court's award. Award means judgment. 50,000. Paid for strike period, that is abnormal. Stores written off. Written off items, they should not come in the comparable overheads. 22,000. Expense that related to previous year should have been booked in previous year, not in current year. So that is another abnormal item. I aggregate those again. 50,000, 38,000, 22,000, 18,500. I am getting is 1,28,500. Once I deduct their actual comparable factory overheads is equal to 8,80,000 minus 128,500. What I am getting is 7,51,500. Second working note. Working note number 2. Computation of absorbed factory overheads. You must do this computation also in a proper manner. First compute the machine hour rate, which is the absorption rate, multiply with actual machine hours. You will get the absorbed amount there. So first thing I am doing here is machine hour rate. This is equal to budgeted factory overheads. Factory overhead, production overhead, one and same thing. Divide by budgeted machine hours. Which is equal to 10,35,000 divided by 90,000. 10,35,000 divided by 90,000. I am getting is 11.50 per hour. Per machine hour. Now, if I multiply this with actual machine hours, I'll get absorbed overheads. Absorbed production overheads or factory overheads, one and same thing. 11.50 multiplied by 45,000. You will get 5,17,500. Now this figure is lesser than working note 1 figure, so there is under absorption. Now what I am doing is part 1 answer. Part 1 wanted me to calculate what is the under absorbed overheads. computation of amount of under absorbed production overheads. This is equal to actual comparable overhead minus absorbed overhead is equal to working note 1 minus working note 2 values. What we had 751,500 minus 5,17,500. I'm getting is 2,34,000. That is the answer of first part. Now, part 2 is wanting ways of treating it in cost accounts, and he's also talking about the further treatments which are there. Part 2 and 3 I am doing together. Total under absorbed overhead 2,34,000. Question tells abnormal is 1/3, balance or normal is 2/3. Let us put it that way. 1/3 is 78,000 and normal remaining there is 1,56,000. Now treatment of this, taken to costing profit and loss account. Being abnormal. Charge to production. Now production units are 30,000. Using either proportions method or supplementary rate method. I am elaborating both of them. The treatment will be same, the presentation is different. Proportions method. The amount is 1,56,000. Apportioned into sale quantity 27,000 units and finished goods stock quantity. Be very sure stock quantity is 3,000 units only. Students write there 30,000, that is wrong. It is written there finished goods produced is 30,000. But out of that, when 27,000 is sold, stock is only 3,000. So 27 ratio 3, that becomes 9 ratio 1. So 1,56,000 into 9/10 and 1/10. You are getting is 1,40,400 charge in cost of sales because it relates to sale quantity, and 15,600 added in finished goods stock. The normal error that students do there in exam, they take finished goods stock 30,000, but 30,000 is not stock, it is production of finished goods, out of which 27,000 are sold, only 3,000 is finished goods stock. So make sure it is like this only. In supplementary rate also you will get similar things. Supplementary overhead absorption rate shall be 1,56,000 divided by production 30,000 units. Here it is 30,000 because you need production and not stock. You need stock later on. It is 5.2 per unit produced. Cost of sale 5.20 into 27,000 and finished goods stock 5.20 into 3,000 now. When there is stock it is 3,000, when it is production unit it is 30,000. 5.20 into 27,000, 1,40,000 for answers will be same. And if you multiply with 3,000, you are getting is 15,600. That is a treatment given there. If you read question second and third part wanted ways of treating in cost accounts, either taken to costing P&L or taken to production. They are the ways to do it. And to apportion over the items, I have apportioned over finished goods, I have apportioned over the sales, which is going to cost of sales. So that is all treatment given in 10 marks proper question on overheads. This was complete question of November 2019, question number 2B. In overhead costing, the only question which includes full overhead absorption process is November 2020, question number 2, part B. It wants you to make primary overhead distribution summary, secondary overhead distribution summary using your whatever method, either repeated redistribution or you can use simultaneous equation also. One of the two methods you can use, and then reaching absorption rate and then charging it on jobs. All the long process is included in this one question. I'll first read through quickly and tell you the basis of apportionment for many items and then do all the statements in detail here in question. You are given some basis. First point is very important. Direct wages given for all 5 departments. First 3 are production departments, X and Y are service department. Remember the important point I have told you earlier. Whenever direct expenses are given in service department, they are overheads. Must be included in your primary overhead distribution summary. Must ignore direct wages of production department because they are prime cost. They are not overhead at all. But in service department, they must be considered. So that is 2 figures, 2,800 apportioned cost will come in my primary overhead distribution summary. I reach the second table telling you the basis of apportionment of most of these items. Rent and rates, they are based on floor space. General lighting, it is based on light points given in the first table. Indirect wages should be based on direct wages. Power should be based on kilowatt hour, which is given HP of machine. Don't multiply with working hour because working hour and machine hours are different. You need to multiply with machine hour if kilowatt is given only. Kilowatt into machine hour is kWh. But here there are no machine hours given, so HP of machine is assumed to be kWh already. So not to multiply with working hours. Depreciation of machine is on value of machine. Sundries in bracket clearly written, it is to be apportioned on the basis of direct wages. Then here given the reapportionment ratios, which clearly shows there is reciprocal service situation. Situation number 3. Question does not say which method. I will do with both the method, the repeated redistribution also and simultaneous equation. You can adopt any one of them. However, I recommend strictly simultaneous equation because that is a mathematical and good method to analyze. In second part, he is wanting you to find recovery rate per hour. So divide by working hours, will be able to get the recovery rate per hour and find out total cost of product A. Product A cost statement required because there the labor and materials are directly given. Overheads are what we are going to determine. So this is the whole question, huge question, can be lengthy, can be disturbing due to length, not due to concepts involved. The first statement is primary overhead distribution summary. It is a statement that helped me reach apportionment. In this question, there are 5 departments, so I will get 8 columns or maximum 9 columns also you can make. For a ratio also you can create a separate column, but I will do in the bracket only, so I will take 8 columns. First column is expenditure, second is total amount, third is basis of apportionment in bracket ratio. For ratio you can create a separate column also, that is your choice. Then every department, PQR XY. So without forgetting, must put first expenditure direct wages. Students forget this and they lose many marks in the exam. I am going to put 2000 in X, 800 in Y, in notes you can explain direct wages of production department P, Q and R are prime cost, hence will not be considered in our overhead distribution summary. So make it sure, service department direct expense never forget, production department direct expense never put. Very, very important starting point. So total amount will become 2800. Why are you given direct wages of other departments? To get ratio for indirect wages or anything else like sundries for which it is used for reapportionment. There all departments will be considered in ratio. But as an overhead, only service department direct wages will come. Basis. Is there any basis? No, it's allocation. It is allocated expense given to me. This is first item. Now I get one by one all the other overheads. Rent and rates. Rent and rates. 10,000. Floor space. Ratio of floor space given there. 2000, 2500, 3500, 1000, 1000. The common factor is 500. If I divide by 500, what I am getting ratio? 4 ratio 5 ratio 7 ratio 2 ratio 2. This is what I am getting. 4, 5, 9, 7, 16 and 4, 20. 10,000 divided by 20,000. Divided by 20, sorry. 10,000 divided by 20 into 4. What I am getting there, 2000, 2500, 3500, 1000. That is rent and rates. Next, general lighting. General lighting. General lighting, the amount given there 600. What is the basis there? Light points given in question. Now light points, they are given 20 ratio 10 ratio 15 ratio 5 ratio 10. 5 is the common factor, so I can write it like 4 ratio 2 ratio 3 ratio 1 ratio 2. So 4 2 6 3 9 1 10 12. 600 divided by 12 into 4. 200, 100, 150, 50, 100. This is general lighting. Next one. Fourth rather I can say, indirect wages. Indirect wages. Amount given 3450. It has to be on direct wages. Now the ratio should be full here for direct wages. It is 5000, 1500, 4500, 2800. 100 is common factor. So I can write 50 ratio, 15 ratio, 45 ratio, 20 ratio 8. 3450 divided by 118, it is 25 into 15. 1250, 1250, 375, 1125, 500, 200. Put in the ratio correctly, you will get it all perfect. What I reach next? Power. Power is 3500. HP of machines in bracket kWh. That is my assumption that HP is given in kWh. 100, 80, 120, 50, 10 is a common factor. 10, 8, 10, 2, 5. 35. 35 if you divide it is 100. 1000, 800, 1000, 200, 500. That is quite straightforward. I go further. Let me extend the lines. So now I am having is depreciation on machines. $70,000. Depreciation is never on horsepower. It is always on value. Value of machines. 1,80,000, 1,20,000, 50,000. Although the ratio is same. If you compare it, ratio is same. But if you write HP here, you will not get marks properly. 10 ratio 2 ratio 5. So this is again divided by 35. 70,000 divided by 35. 2,000 into this 20,000. 16,000. 20,000. 4,000. 10,000. Now after depreciation, last item sundries. This is 13,800. This is direct wages wanted by the question by writing in a bracket. 50, 15, 45, 28. We did that earlier also. 50, 15, 45, 28. 138 is total. So 100 to be multiplied. 5,000, 1,500, 4,500, 2,800. Now what I want is totals here. That is what I am interested in. Let me compute. 2,000, 200, 1,250, 1,000, 20,000, 5,000. 29450. Two 1,275. 3,1625. I have to start from top, wages also. I hope it is 9750. Start with 800. $13,400. They're all the totals of primary overhead distribution summary. Even one correction in totaling I have made. The third one is 30,275. Everything else is correct. This is my totals as per primary summary. I'm reaching part number 2, which is reapportionment. I will primarily use simultaneous equation method. However, I will show you repeated redistribution also, but I will prefer simultaneous equations method. So using simultaneous equations method, let total overheads of X department including share from Y be X. Similarly, let total overheads of Y department including share from X be Y. From the above I have to take figures. X equals its own overhead 9750 plus share from Y. When Y's overheads are shared, 10% goes to X. Y. Similarly, Y is equal to 13,400 plus 10% from X. This is 1, this is 2. Let us simplify them. X minus 0.10 Y is equal to 9750 minus 0.10 X plus Y is equal to 13,400. This is 3, this is 4. From 3, if I multiply 3 by 0.10x, 0.10x minus 0.01y is equal to 975 multiplied by 0.10. Now I am getting them with same coefficient. Add 4 and 5. What I get? They go off. This is 0.99y is equal to 13,400 plus 975. The signs don't change because I have added, not subtracted. Y is equal to 14520.20. Y is equal to 14520.20. Put in any equation. X equal 9750 plus 14520.20. Now basic maths you should not be worried about at all. Then only you can do this easily. So what I am getting is 9750 plus 1452.02. This is 11202.02. X is 11202.02. I'll not like to approximate any paisa. I like to go exact. So I've computed X and Y. Is the reapportionment over? No. I need to make a table for reapportionment, then only it will be done. Secondary overhead distribution summary. Not that much columns, lesser columns will work. One is particulars, then ABC XY, sorry, PQR XY. So first item is totals as per primary summary. They were exact 29450, 21275, 30275, 9750, 13,400. Reapportion X in, this is 9:3:6:2. So this becomes the amount of X 11,202.02. This is important. This is important. It comes from here. So this is something to be careful about. You are not reposting exact amount, you are reposting the computed figure. 11202.02 divided by 20 into 9. I am getting is 50, 40.91, 3, 557.10, 6. Here getting is 11202.02 divided by 20 into 6. 3360.61. 2. Now while doing it, make it sure there is not a loss of even a paisa. So if you check there, the last digits 1 plus 1, 2 paisa is intact. You can alternatively add all of them and ensure 11,202. In the end, you will be sure when the totals in service department are 0, you have done quite well. Reapportion Y in the ratio for Y 7:5:6:2. The amount of Y was, we computed 14,520.20. You can check here itself, Y is becoming 0. So 14,520.20, if I divide by 20 into 7, I am getting is 5082.07. Multiply 5 will give me 3630.05. 6 will give 2 will give 'Now ensure they are nil. You can check that. Brackets are negatives and this is 0. The totals of PQR are my answer that will be used further for computing overhead absorption rates. 29450 plus 5040.91 plus 5082.07. The aggregate is 39572.98. 21275 plus 557.1, 3630.05. 25462.15, 30275, 3360.61, 37991.67. They are all totals from overhead redistribution. Now, having reached there, what I will do, I will divide them with working hours to get hourly rates, absorption rates. Divide by working hours, 13191, 7598, 14995. 14995. I'm getting here is 2.5336 dash dash 25462.15 divided by 7598, 3.3511 dash dash 39572.98 divided by 13191. I'm getting is approximately 3. On rechecking, I found one error there while reportioning X in Q department. So you can correct that for sure. It is 1680.30. So once that is changed, the total will also change. 1680.30, 3630.05 plus 21275. I am having is 26585.35. Two 585.35. If I divide by 7598, I am getting is 3.50 approximately. Here also I can take 2.53 approximately. These are the overhead absorption rates I get. That is the answer of second part of the question. Later on I will show you in class separately repeated redistribution method also, which will give approximately same answers. Some PASA's problem can be there, but approximately answers will be same. I'll show you in an Excel sheet there. Now, third part. Total cost of product A. Material cost 65. Labor cost is given 40. Overheads cost P department, Q department, R department. It is 6 hours, 5 hours, 2 hours multiplied by 3, 3.50, 2.53. Let's compute departmental cost. 18 here, 5 into 3.5. I'm having is 17.5 here, and 2 into 2.53. I'm having is 5.06 plus 17.5 plus 18 plus 105. I'm having is 145.56 total cost. Total cost per unit. This is the part 3 of the question. So this way the question is complete here. I'll show you repeated redistribution, which I don't recommend, but still you can do in the exam. You can see this table. This is what I have done. The reapportionment using repeated redistribution method. It can make your question more lengthy. I have done it in Excel and showing you here, but still I strictly recommend use simultaneous equation. Still, if you like this, you can use this in exam. I am explaining all the computations here. The first part of data is taken from primary summary. The first part is taken from primary summary. These figures, they are taken from primary summary. Now, how did I compute further? There is no ranking in this situation. I start with reapportionment of X, then Y, then X, then Y. I reapportioned means I put a negative here, 9750 negative here. Put it in the ratio. Ratio is there 9362. That is what was given in question. From their percentages 45%, 15%, 30%, 10% I am done. Now, when I reapportion, you get positive figure here also. You are getting positive figures everywhere. Now, I have to reapportion Y. How did I get this figure? This is 13,400 plus 975. If I reapportion this only, then it will become 0. Now, when I reapportion this, I start getting positive figure here. Now, Y is 0, but X is getting some amount. I need to reapportion X now. I reapportion this. When I reapportion this, I get a positive figure here. Ratio keeps on changing. For X, X ratio. For Y, Y's ratio. 143.75 I am getting there. Now, I want to make it 0. I get a positive figure here. I want to make this 0. This is what I am doing. I am getting positive here. Now, I am getting positive here. Now, it is less than rupee 1. Keep on doing till you get less than rupee 1. Once you get less than rupee 1, I put almost equally there. You can put 4 paisa in one of them. This is approximation that you have to do carefully. 5 paisa, 5 paisa, 4 paisa. Now, once you get there, you get this total. These are approximately same as answers in simultaneous equation method. My preferred method is simultaneous equation. Still, somebody who is afraid of maths can do this, and sometimes in exam they can specifically ask repeated redistribution or simultaneous equation. If they ask specifically, you will have to do that method only. So this is the complete question. It goes further. Recovery rate you compute, you apply on that particular job cost sheet. That is the same as we did in the simultaneous equation. I hope this one is clear.